Welcome in to East Coast Blue Jays. I'm your host, Patrick McGraw. Thank you all for coming in. So, yesterday's game, the Blue Jays won of a score 7-1, boys. Finally, we lost the other night against the Sox. That was a very disappointing outcome by Spencer Turnbull, wasn't it? Not sure if he's going to play the next game. But anyway, yesterday the Blue Jays won of a score of 7-1 against the Sox. Thank God. I mean, they had a full house yesterday at the Rogers Center. Over 41,000 people attended this game. So the starting pitcher of the game was Mr. Jose Berríos. He is 3-3 for the year. He went in out and played 7 2/3 innings. But yeah, we definitely needed his help because the bullpen was definitely used a lot the game that we lost the day before 7-1. But Jose Berríos definitely pitched himself a great game, one of his best outing of the year. Chad Green finished it off in the ninth inning. Total hits. So the total hits, Jays had 12 hits, 7 runs, 1 error by Mr. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. trying to throw somebody out at home plate. But hey, you can't get them all right. So Bo Bichette lead off at the first inning with the lead off first pitch over the fence left field for his team leading 11th home run of the year. Bo Bichette's starting to become a great leadoff man. Vladimir Guerrero also had a home run in the 7th inning. It was his 10th home run of the year. Multi-hits came from Davis Schneider. Davis Schneider, he's coming around. He went for 2 for 3 for the day, 3 RBIs, including an RBI double. So he had his best game of the year. Nathan Lucas, he came back into the game again. He was up for a few days. 2 for 4 for the day with an RBI. He did really well. Other key hitters, George Springer, Ernie Clement, Javen Schneider had RBI singles in the second, building a quick 4-0 lead. So as far as the White Sox, they only managed to get 2 hits, 1 run. The takeaways, Berrios masterclass, definitely pitched a great game. It was probably his best game of the year. The team hit 2 home runs of the day. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit himself a home run. It was a high ball into the field, out in the field. Bo Bichette also had his home run of the year, 11th home run of the year. So now we'll look at the standings as it stands. The Toronto Blue Jays are now 3 games behind the New York Yankees. The Yankees are 44-32 for the year. Tampa Bay Rays keep winning. They're probably one of the hottest teams in the league right now. But the Jays are pretty much right up there too. Jays definitely are holding their own. So they are 41-35 for the year. The Jays are 6 games over 500. The Orioles, well, they're in the bottom of the American East right now. And Boston Red Sox, they're right there. They're right there with us. So now we'll look into the MLB wildcard standing 2025. So as it stands, the Tampa Bay Rays have a 3.5 games above the next team for the wild card spot. Toronto Blue Jays are right up there, right behind them. They have 2 games up against Boston Red Sox, Seattle Mariners, and Guardians. So it's a pretty tight wild card race. Even it's pretty tight in the American League East as well. It's only number 70. How many games did Blue Jays play? 76 games. So the Jays have played 76 games the Jays have played so far. And it's not even halfway yet. Halfway yet. But it stands right now, the Blue Jays, they only have a -8 differential. So that's not good at all, boys. It just means it's been a lot of tight games. I know we've had 22 comeback wins so far this year. It's not something to brag about, but it still just means that the Jays still have they have a lot of fight in these guys. All right, so now we'll look at the injury reports. So the Toronto Blue Jays injury. So as it stands, Addison Barger, he was taken out of the game yesterday due to Barger was scratched from the lineup Saturday's game against the White Sox to right hip discomfort. So he has some right hip discomfort. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully he'll recover in a few days. He's probably going to have today. He's probably going to be off today as well. As far as Alan Rodon's knee isn't part of the starting nine of Saturday game. So he was out of the game yesterday as well. So he didn't play. Maybe because that was it, a couple of days ago. He made a spectacular catch, but he ended up face planting himself into the wall, so he might have hurt himself. He might have hurt his knee when he found himself up against the face plant up against the left field wall. As far as Dalton Varsho, Varsho hamstring is expected to begin playing in minor league games sometime next week. So sometime this was reported Friday. So I assume sometime this coming week, he's probably going to be in the Buffalo Bison to get some rehab. As far as Anthony Santander, Santander's shoulder has yet to resume hitting, so there's really no timeline for him. I think his as far as Anthony Santander, I think there's a lot more that we don't know about that he's having problems with. So we'll see what's going on with him. But as far as it stands, he's still out. Max Scherzer, he is planning to, as far as I know, he's supposed to be joining the Toronto Blue Jays. All right, so a little report about Max Scherzer. So Max Scherzer, he is definitely supposed to be joining the Toronto Blue Jays very shortly. As it stands, Scherzer isn't ready to push 100 pitches just yet, but as a Snyder put, he'll take 75 from Scherzer's any day of the week. This is from John Snyder. So I'm really looking forward to him getting really mad at me when I take him out in regular season game, John Snyder said. Ha ha. He's ready to do that in the big leagues whenever the time comes. Probably, sorry guys. Let's see here. I'm just trying to pop this up. But yeah, sorry. So he's ready to do that in the big leagues whenever the time comes. He will probably be more than 75 pitches. He's always told me that he's very, very honest before each starts about his capable of base, how he is feeling. If it's 75 pitches in the big league, he is ready to go. So that's some great news for Max Scherzer. Right now, he's throwing around 75 pitches down in the Buffalo Bison minor leagues. But as it stands, he's supposed to be joining the Toronto Blue Jays very shortly in the Cleveland Guardians series matchup, which is after the White Sox series. So as of Tuesday, he'll be joining the Blue Jays. Actually, I think he's with the Blue Jays now, but he probably won't be starting until the Cleveland Guardians series. Not sure which game it is, but it's exciting news, and I'm just glad to see him back. So yes, overall, it was a spectacular game yesterday by the Toronto Blue Jays. They won with a score 7-1. Jose Berríos got his third win of the year. He went 7 2/3 innings. Bo Bichette had a home run. Ernie Clement had a single, couple RBIs. Vladimir Guerrero had a huge day at the plate too. But yes, so today is a new game. And the Toronto Blue Jays will play today at 2:37 p.m. Atlantic time. That's Atlantic time, my time. And today's pitchers is Chris Bassett will be up at the mound. He's 7-3 for the year, 7 wins. He has the most wins in the team right now. He has a 3.75 ERA. He has over 83 strikeouts. He'll be up against Adrian Houser for the Chicago White Sox. He is 2-2 for the year. His ERA is 2.15. He has only 29 innings pitched, and he has 22 strikeouts. So the matchup predictor has the Chicago White Sox at 32.3% and the Toronto Blue Jays at 67.7%. So overall, it was a great weekend. Well, it's still a good weekend, I suppose. But as it stands right now, the Toronto Blue Jays are only 3 games against the Yankees. The Yankees have definitely struggled of late. They did win yesterday against the Baltimore Orioles, which Orioles is they're probably becoming one of the worst teams in the league right now. They're definitely struggling. I mean, they've done a lot of good things the last few years, but this year they just look horrible. Mind you, they did lose Corbin Burns and Anthony Santander. They are definitely a new team this year, not in a good way. But yeah, Yankees, if they can continue losing, but the Rays, they're definitely hot. But you know what? We're right there in the mix. We're only a few games behind the Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees. But as far as the wild card spot, like I mentioned earlier, we still hold one of the wild card spot. We got to continue beating up on these low-end guys, low-end teams, and continue winning with the Blue Jays. But yes, today the Toronto Blue Jays, we up against the Chicago White Sox. See if they can win the series. And Toronto Blue Jays, Chris Bassett will be up at the mound today. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he still holds the home run jacket holder of the year so far. Hopefully that will change. But you know what? The Jays are hitting home runs. They're playing great defense. At times, they do struggle at times. The other day that we lost 7-1, the first game of the series against the Chicago White Sox, we made 3 bad fielding performance out in the outfields. Jonathan Clase missed a ball, and Addison Burge missed a ball, and even Nathan Lucas. But hey, they're human, you know. People make mistakes, but as long as the boys stick together, play great ball, key hits, clutch hits, that's all us Blue Jays fans want out of these guys. But yes, so today, new game, 2:37 p.m. Atlantic time. Jays up against the White Sox. Hopefully we can win this series and get off. Tomorrow be an off day, and we're going to be playing the Cleveland Guardians in a few days. But thank you all for coming in here to East Coast Blue Jays. I'm your host, Patrick McGraw. Leave a comment below. Hit that subscribe. Hit that like. It'd be greatly appreciated. Until next time, let's go Blue Jays.